Here are the ones that we had seeded, and we're waiting for these to sprout, and as soon as they sprout, they're out.
They're out.
And you can see here in this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 out of 12.
Yeah, had sprouted, so that's actually 50%. So once you get around to like 90% or a majority, then you could just throw the rest out because they are not strong enough. Here are the beans that we had seeded, and this was about 4 days ago, I believe. And this is our sprouting table. We'll go from the sprouting table over here, and then we will transplant them here, and then Nick will take them.
Do you know where open spot is?
I believe another open spot is on that table back in there. It's very muddy here. So here are the tables where we put our transplants and wait for them to mature like some other ones you see here. And let's show them what we've done already. And how long ago did we do these? Yeah, it was just yesterday. So they went from those tiny little ones to these now. You can see that we marked these for us. Swiss chard, pak choy, holy basil. It's really cool. And then they'll get larger like that. And then we will transplant them again. In this farm, this is like our common area. This is where we keep our tools. We're gonna go and do some wood chopping.
Rabbits.
Aloha rabbits. It's good to say hello to them, get them used to your voice. Here's the wood that we had collected from farther back in the property. And what we'll be doing now is using our handy dandy tools, machete, clippers, and handsaw. Like that. And we will process all this wood, and then we will bring that in for firewood, making lots of smudge fires for all of the mosquitoes.
Hey, and now you are going to dance like you've never danced before. All right. They'll be mashed.
And after how many hours? 3 hours, we did all the wood.
These are like bag pots pretty much. They're a lot cheaper than buying a whole bunch of plastic pots. And they, over the years, these turmeric plants are going to be in here for 3 years. So over the years, when the roots start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, they can actually fold the bags up and it becomes a 7-gallon bag. And what we are doing is packing bags right now. And the big thing is to pack the corners really tight because it's just an air pocket. There's no drainage right there. So if there's any air in there, it just becomes anaerobic, which is just like rotten, stinky, nasty, and it introduces disease into the whole bag environment because you're pretty much creating a micro environment, like a micro ecosystem in this bag. So if there's any rot in the corners, then it can mess up the whole harvest pretty much, and then you wasted 3 years. And so you have to pack them really tight. And one good way of seeing if they're super tight and really packed in there is when you lift them up, they shouldn't give. It holds the integrity of the bag. So this potting soil is sterile potting soil. This is what we use to seed. So there's no bacteria in it really that's going to attack the seedlings. They have a better chance of survival. This one is the annual mix. It's a little richer because the annuals use a little more nutrients in their soil because they grow so fast. This soil mix is for perennials. It has a little more clay because they're able to penetrate deeper and establish themselves. And then this is what Laura makes. This is her black gold. So this is like pure like fertilizer, like just really, really good soil. And so when you're planting with stuff, what you want to do is you always want to do a soil test to see the moisture content, the clay content, just anything about the soil. And a good way to do that is you grab a handful, and if you put enough pressure, it should be able to hold itself. But if you bounce it, it should be able to break apart, and that's a good indicator of if it has enough moisture. So same with the perennial mix. It has a little more clay, but it should still be able to break apart. Planting seeds. First what you do is you fill these up with sterile potting soil so that when you're planting seeds there's less of a chance of disease and pests already in the soil to attack the new sprouts. You have to water the soil before you put the seeds in so that there's sufficient moisture. And then we put these out onto the seeding tables.